is Selfie Crafter. So today I have a whip and chat for you guys. If you don't know what whip stands for, it stands for work in progress. What you normally can do during a whip and chat is that while I work on this project and talk about my normal day-to-day life or what happened in the week, you can bring out your own whip or if you want, listen along while you do chores or whatever. So let's get started, shall we? So I'm still working on Moon Elf. I'm pretty sure you guys are sick of it by now, but I promise tomorrow I am going to be on a different whip. I'm going to be since tomorrow will be March 1st. I'll probably have this up tomorrow though. So today I will be working on a different project after this. So my next whip and chat will be a mermaid instead. So you guys won't be seeing this anymore. I'll just be working this in the background and posting updates on Instagram if you wanted to check that out. But I hope you guys are having a good week. I know I haven't updated in the last 2 weeks. It's been, well, how about this? You guys go ahead and get something to drink. I got myself a nice big pot of coffee right here and also some fizzy water because I like to interchange what I'm drinking a lot when I'm working on my projects. In fact, I'm going to take a sip right now. But yeah, it's been a long 2 weeks. Well, honestly, the first week was long, and then it kind of things just fell through, and I just couldn't catch up, and I'm like, okay, we'll just have a restart for next week, which is this week. But I hope you guys are doing okay. All right. Oh, so let's see. Where should I start? Because, oh my goodness. I gotta think about. I should have wrote some notes. I didn't. That's how unprepared I am. Excuse me. Let's see. Let's start not last weekend, but the weekend before, which is what caused this whole craziness. So a few days before the weekend started, my husband is like, I have a surprise for you, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, I hate it when he does that. Does anyone does that? Anyone else's spouse does that? I finally did that back to him this week, but I rarely do that. But I hate it where, like, I got a surprise for you, and I know what it is, and they will just not, anyway. He lets me know what the surprise is, I would say a few days before Friday. He had a plan because we went to the beach. If you guys know, we went to the beach earlier in February, like on the first weekend of February, as a birthday present to me. We didn't have the kids that time. It was wonderful. It was our first couples vacation in forever, so in a decade. Well, this time he wanted to take the kids to the same place. Well, not the same place, but like in the same area, the same beach, but because it was a 3-day weekend. And I started looking around, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's a good idea. So I started looking around for swimsuits. I started looking at the temperatures, and then I go, well, it's cold. It was going to be cold. The weather. Okay, it's like slight off tangent. I am going to go on tangent on a tangent on a lot of things. I normally do. Excuse me. So, gosh, where was I? My brain is, like I said, I am scattered today. Oh yeah, the weather. I am so done with the weather. I like it to stay a season. Please, stop with this back and forth nonsense. It's been like this all winter long where we get a period of cold and then it starts warming up. And the worst part is, like, it's just that nice where it's like, oh, it's kind of chilly, but it's not like freezing. Now it's been like, oh my goodness, the kids have to wear shorts and a t-shirt. And then 2 days later, it's, freezing and they gotta wear their coats. And it's a wonder my kids haven't been as sick as they are, knock on wood, with the rapid weather changes. So even though earlier that week it was nice, it was sunny, the kids were wearing t-shirts, I looked and I saw that it's dropping down to the 20s. I saw that, when, and it was like that last time too, when we went to the beach at the beginning of the month. It was really nice a couple days beforehand, and then the days that we were there, it was cold, and then when we came back, it was nice and warm again. Excuse me. So, oh my goodness, it was just, but that's what it was going to be. It was like literally the Friday of, it was going to be in the 60s, and then it was going to drop down to the 40s and 50s, where it would be too cold for them to wear a swimsuit and jump in the ocean. And then on the day back, it was going to be warm again. So I looked at the weather, and I looked at my husband, and I go, you know what? You've been asking for a solo vacation, which he has been. We kind of talked about it, especially once we came back from our couples thing. He asked that if we could start taking like solo vacations here and there, not frequently, but once in a blue moon kind of thing. I'm not comfortable. Oh, sorry. I'm not comfortable with doing that. Not to say he can't do that, but I'm the type of person that needs to have someone that I know to do something with during a vacation, because otherwise, if I'm going on vacation and it's all by myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stay inside and I'm going to just diamond paint. And I know that's kind of something that, people would just shake their head at, but it's kind of the truth. I'm very introverted. I'm very much a hermit, so I will do that. Let's see, next color. Let's go with this one. So I go, let's do that, okay? And so we started looking around Airbnb for him to have a spot to, just a place to spend some time. And he goes, okay, so instead of 3 days, how about just 2 days? I'll leave Friday, I come back Sunday. That way you're not overwhelmed with the kids, because sometimes, as good as my kids are, as great as they are, they can be a handful and they can be a lot. So I'm like, okay. And I was like, okay, so do we want to tell these kids? What do we want to do? And we were like, no, let's tell them, maybe the day of, or, maybe the day before kind of thing, so they're not freaked out, that kind of thing. And that's what we did. I was like, okay, I got plans here. I'll make them, because what happened when we left, their Nana and Papa made pigs in a blanket and some other stuff, and the kids have been talking about how they want that again. I'm like, okay, I'll just do that. Let's get some hot dogs. Let's get some croissants. I'll make them pigs in a blanket. I have plans. I'll make it a junk food type weekend kind of thing, and I'll be like the cool mom for once, like that. Excuse me. So that I had plans. I did a shopping list. Plans. Sometimes you shouldn't make plans. Anyway, he sets up the reservation for his place for where he's going to stay, and if my mother-in-law is listening, I'm sorry I didn't call you guys. I'm going to just preface this. I'm sorry. I would have called you if it got to the point of an emergency, but it wasn't. But it wasn't. If I needed your help, I would have been like, yes, please help me. We were fine. It's not anything scary, by the way. I realized how ominous that could sound. So he schedules his Airbnb. Oh my God, this is where things gone downhill. The person that he makes the appointment with never gave him an email, never confirmed anything. He emailed them, no response. It was weird because it was a completely different group that we were talking to. Oh my goodness. So he emails them, he texts them, nothing. Day of, he goes, okay, going to go down there. I want to see what's going on, because he did get an email from the company, but not from like the person. So, and we're still new to the whole Airbnb thing. So he leaves, and I say goodbye. I tell the kids they have a choice. We're starting to out the whole day. The kids were a little upset. They were a little teary, but things were fine. I'm going to take a nice sip of this. I don't know how long this whip and chat's going to be honest. I think I can fit everything underneath an hour, but it might go over. It depends on how fast I talk, how much I'm going to cut everything out. So, okay. He goes down. He drives to Myrtle Beach. That's where we went. Okay, you guys know I live in the Carolinas area. Okay, we live in the South-ish. Anyway, so let me see. Do I need any of this color? No. Okay. So it's about 4 to 5 hours a drive. We're close to the beach, but we're not too close. Close not close enough where we wouldn't make frequent drives. Now we're like, well, maybe we can. Excuse me, this color. So he's driving. He gets there. He gets to the place about maybe 30 something minutes away. He's got the address. He knows where it's located because they sent him the address the day of. So he calls and goes. He finally calls this person, this lady. And goes, hey, I'm almost there. Just letting you know, I haven't gotten a code or anything. What should I do when I get there? And guys, I'm not lying. She goes, oh, I didn't know you were coming in today. What? And then she goes, can you give me an hour? And my husband's like, okay. So he's hungry. It's already, 7:30 at night. He's just like, okay. He went to go pick up McDonald's, and he waited an hour, and then finally goes to the place, and walks up, has his stuff, and he gets to his room, and the door's wide open, no one's there, and there's no power. Yeah, so it's not boding well. So far we're 1-1 with Airbnb, one with a really great experience, and one with a really crappy experience. Words I can't say. Or probably can, but Oh, so he calls a woman again, and apparently she's like, what? Well, and starts coming up. She goes, be right there. I'll be right back. I'll be up there. And she comes up, and apparently she's like muttering and cursing, and she's like blaming the company that that went through, and saying it's all their fault, and that it was a nightmare. And then she goes, okay, can you please give me so many minutes, and I'll take care of this, just come back in a little bit. And my husband's like, okay, yeah, sure. And then as he's leaving, he's like, F this place, F this, I'm done, I'm out. So he's looking around, trying to find another place to stay for the night. Finds a different Airbnb. Great. Checks in, gets into it, starts asking for a refund with the other place. And he gets himself settled at this other place. It's great. It's nice. It's a hotel. So compared to where we stayed before, the place we stayed before was like a condo type thing. This is an actual hotel. It's a room inside the hotel kind of thing. So he gets settled in. He tells me all about it by this point. And he gets a phone call from the lady saying, I won't be able to get the power fixed until tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to be refunding you for the night, and he's like, no, refund the whole thing, He sends the screenshots. He files a complaint with Airbnb. He tells them everything, and then he's telling me about how much of a mess that was, like how unprepared she was, and like just wanting to blame everyone. So you think that would be the end of all our woes? It's only just beginning, guys. Only just. I think I can fit everything into an hour. So I'm like, okay, well, have a good night. I'll talk to you in the morning. Try and rest. It's the start of your day. You enjoy your day tomorrow, because he wanted to do a lot of stuff. When we were there, I actually kind of got sick. To be honest, when I was there, I was not feeling so great. I have a couple of allergies, and they hit me pretty hard, so we weren't able to really experience everything. Plus, it was that time of the month, and I was just like, if TMI, by the way. So I was just, I was kind of stuck at home at the place that we were for half of the day, so we couldn't do as much as we wanted to, and he doesn't blame me for that. But we did get to do some enjoyable stuff. Um, but but he wanted to go on the Ferris wheel. I'm not good with heights. I'm claustrophobic and I'm scared of heights. Which is funny because I love roller coasters. Or, well, I remember I haven't been on a roller coaster in over 10 years, but as much as I hate heights, it's still exciting to go on a roller coaster because it's quick. It's done, you know? If you hear that sound, that's probably like the space heater kicking on. So, yeah, I like roller coasters because it's quick and fun, and you get through and it's like a rush compared to like a slow moving death trap. If that makes sense. That's how it makes sense in my head. I am trying to find anything for this. I guess I could just pick whatever color. All right, let's go with this one. So he wanted to do the Ferris wheel. He wanted to eat at a restaurant. I wasn't in the mood to eat at that restaurant when we were there. He wanted to do a couple of things, wanted to relax. I said I wouldn't bother him. I would just, keep in touch or send pictures and things like that. And, that first night, the night that he left, the kids and I had a blast. I made them their pigs in a blanket. We sat down and watched a lot of stuff. We used to have a Friday ritual. I want to kind of bring it back, where we would watch Nerdy Crafter, Mariah Elizabeth, Minori, and a couple other crafting channels that we like to watch together. Like the kids love. They like watching Evan and Caitlin, and sometimes I'll let them watch Bobby Duke Arts. All these shows that we watch on YouTube. We sit there and we'll watch something after dinner or something like that. Since we're eating the pigs in a blanket, I'm like, let's have a picnic, okay? I do this in quotations. I say picnic. Our ideas of a picnic is putting blankets onto the ground, some pillows, and they all get to sit on the floor and eat, because I don't want crumbs on the couch. There's already crumbs there, but I don't want more crumbs. I'm trying to vacuum up and get rid of the crumbs that's there. Excuse me. So that was our idea that was used to be our thing of Friday, so I'm trying to bring that back. We had a blast with that. We did some, I might be blurring this together, but we played Uno, and that was fun. We actually played Uno Flip. And the first game went fine. The second game went way too long. I was done. I was so my oldest and my youngest, my oldest and my son were just pitting against the youngest. And would not let her win, and which is the point of the game. But there was a point where it's like, this game has gone on for 40 minutes. Let's get it over with. And especially because at that point, the twins' attention span kind of goes bye-bye after a while. And it was just so frustrating when my oldest just kept trying to make sure they wouldn't win, because their cards kept whittling down. I was like, just give it up. Please, give it up. And finally that was over with. Got them all tucked in. Everyone was happy. Everyone was in pajamas. Told them good night. Said I told them that I'll either be on the couch or I'll be upstairs in bed when we woke up. I did not tell them that we were going to have chocolate chip pancakes the next day. I kept that a secret. So the next day, they woke me up upstairs, and they were actually like, "Hey, can we have a snack?" Because normally our Saturday routines is me going in the morning because I stay up way too late, and they wake up way too early, and I have to let them have a snack, and then I sleep in. Instead, I'm like, no, actually, get dressed. Go ahead and get dressed, guys. Everyone, let's go get dressed. And we'll just go. We'll go out and we'll go downstairs, and I'll start making breakfast. And my oldest, she's like, well, I'll make breakfast because normally that's what she does during the weekend. She'll just pull out. She's tall enough to get the cereal, get the milk, and just, or if she wants a bagel, she's old enough to be able to make a little meals here and there. And I'm like, no, I got it. I can do this. And that's what I did. So I was starting to whip up things, and the kids were starting to go, I'm hungry. I'm like, just be patient. Just watch some TV. Here, watch TV. They didn't know what I was making yet. Finally go, breakfast ready, and then they come into the dining room because they wanted to eat. They love picnic days, so, and they tried to stretch those days out whenever I have a picnic time. They want to try and make it, the next day and next day. I'm like, no, this one needs to be at the dining room table, guys. And I got chocolate chip pancakes, best day ever. I'm like, yes, they finally admitted. So that was good. And I got myself some coffee. I was like, okay, everyone's happy, dishes are clean, I can rest a bit. I'm going to close my eyes. Because what happened was I spent most of the day working on my other diamond painting. Most of that night. And I should have slept. So it was fine. I spent part of the day texting my husband. He's texting me back. We're spending some fun times together. I'm going to take another sip of water. Things are going great. Problem number 2 appears. It was like I noticed that my husband hasn't messaged me back after a while. I'm like, okay, what's going on? He was telling me that he walked around the beach. He went to the beach where we got married. He tried to go to the restaurant, tavern place to get some fries. There's a certain type of fries there that he's obsessed with. It's pistachio? No. Pimento cheese and some jalapenos and stuff on top of these fries. And this place makes it really good. He and I do not like pimento cheese except at this place. So he was like telling me about how busy it was. He hasn't ate anything yet. He hasn't gone to the bakery that, he was telling me that he was going to visit. That was one of our plans was, and I was asking him, hey, can you see if they do egg substitutions? Because I can't handle eating eggs. I have to eat things that's egg substitutions. But I didn't want to just get pastries next time we do go down there. I wanted to have something actually filling, Not to say bakery, baked goods aren't filling, but, I wanted something savory sometimes during breakfast. But yeah, I noticed he hasn't messaged me at all. I'm getting a little concerned. But I'm like, okay, he's just probably enjoying himself. It's fine, right? At this point, the kids, excuse me, the kids are asking for a sleepover. They want to all spend some time in one of the rooms. So what would happen is I would pull out like one of the old mattresses that my oldest has, and put it into one of the other kids' rooms, and then 2 of the kids would sleep on the floor while the other one sleeps in the bed. They stay up a little bit later. They asked to do it the night before, but I was like, no, because my oldest wanted to watch Sailor Moon, and then I'm like, you're not going to be able to watch Sailor Moon if you do this, because you'll have to go to bed earlier. So she got to watch Sailor Moon the night before, and I was like, are you sure? Because you won't be able to, you have to go to bed early compared to now. She goes, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, okay, I told the twins that they were allowed to stay up at a certain time. Everyone's allowed to read, but bedtimes, I think for her it was like 9ish, and the twins were like for 8:30. I let them stay up a little bit later, and I was just like, okay, he'll probably call me in a little bit, and I relaxed a little bit, started doing some diamond painting. Was pulling up stuff to listen to. I don't know. I think I pulled up a thought of one of the Twitch streamers I watch. Because I like watching Among Us a lot. And then I finally get a phone call, and he goes, it's him, and he goes, "Hey, are you available to talk?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, I got some news." And I'm like, "Oh boy." So here's problem number 2 that's coming up. He spent a good portion of the afternoon walking around, like I said, doing what he said, because he was texting me that. And after the afternoon, he got kind of tired, and I wanted to go take a nap. So he parks the car in the hotel parking lot, puts on the parking pass, goes upstairs, takes a little bit of a nap, not very long. Let's say he was up there for 2 hours max. Okay, comes back down to get ready to go eat dinner, go to that Ferris wheel, all that fun stuff, right? His car is gone. And he's like, what happened to my car? What is going on? So he goes to the front desk, and he goes, "Hey, my car's missing. What's going on?" And the people there is like, looking around, and they go, "Oh, it got towed." What now? What? So according to the security, so there's security that comes around the area to check to see if you have your parking pass or not in your car. They're supposed to also check, supposed to shine a flashlight and look to see if it fell at all. And they claim that he didn't have his parking pass anywhere visible, and that the car was towed. And so my husband's like, "Well, can you bring it back?" Because at this point, it's still early, it's like late afternoon, early evening. It's like, I want to say 4ish kind of thing. Then they told him, they called around, and they said, "Oh, the tow truck that was having your car broke down. We don't know where it is now." He was struggling not to scream with them. And he goes, "Well, can you please bring it back? Like, tell me, I know my parking pass is there. And if it is there, what are you guys going to do? Because you guys know towing is expensive. And if it's in a lot, that's going to be so expensive." He goes back upstairs to his room. He calls he emails the Airbnb person that he's where he's residing right now, and goes, "Hey, is it okay if I stay an extra night?" And they said okay, charged him for another night just in case, kind of thing, in case, car doesn't show up till Tuesday. Because what they told him was also tomorrow, on Sunday, they're closed because of the holidays. And my husband's just so frustrated at this point. And then he was told that Monday they might be closed because holiday, But he was ragging on them. He called me. He was upset. He decided that he was going to go to his restaurant anyway, and he looked at his phone to see how far away it was. So he had to walk basically a 2-mile track to go there and bring food back. And he had an awful time. Apparently, he had some drunk people, yelling at him, going, "Hey, why are you carrying that bag?" And all that fun stuff. It was just, it was a nightmare. At that point, I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh no, when he's telling me all this. And I'm like, okay, well, it should be fine. We'll be okay. I got plans because at this point, I'm like, okay, this is where I would contact my in-laws, and ask, hey, husband's stuck. Can you please, take the kids to school on, Tuesday? Or my neighbors. My neighbors also, I would have messaged her Monday night and go, hey, think you can drop my kids off? Because by that point, hopefully my husband would get the car and be coming back home. Was how everything was going to go if worse came to worse. Wouldn't take a sip of coffee. So, the next morning comes. I'm exhausted because at that point, I did not sleep well. Let's see, what color? Where is that? There we go. C. Alright. So, I didn't sleep well. I stayed up way too late, and I tried to sleep. I was like tossing, I was turning. I kept hearing my oldest watch kept going off. So it's just like every single time it would go off, I'm like, well, that's 1 o'clock. That's 2 o'clock. That's 3 o'clock. And, oh my goodness. I was just... I'm so sorry. It's the season. Allergies. I swear it's not anything bad. I'm dreading allergy season. It's already started. April is when I'm going to be really miserable, is all I'm going to say. I haven't found any allergy medication that helps. It's either puts me to sleep or doesn't work at all. And I need to stay awake because, hey, I have kids. So I'm already started, and plus we have flowers in the house, which does not help with my situation here. So I was dreading telling the kids what was going to happen. Like, I did not want to tell them anything, but I did. Woke up in the morning, they were all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. They were like, hey! I'm like, hey guys, so Daddy won't be coming home today. What happened was my husband made a promise saying if they were well behaved, that he would give them a surprise that day. One of the things that we were planning was would take them to the museum, or he would take them to go miniature golfing. The plan was he was going to take them on Monday, the next day, once he came home Sunday. Monday, I was going to do my whip and chat. I was going to stay home. I was going to have basically a little bit of time to relax and clean up the house after the chaoticness, and just be able to have some quiet myself. That was the plan. That's why there was no whip and chat, because of how everything got screwed. So Sunday I was just like, I'm sorry, Daddy's not coming home. He may not be home until Tuesday. We don't know. We're going to hope that he comes home by tomorrow. We're going to just cross our fingers. It'll be okay. And I was looking up prices on tow companies, like how much it was going to be. I was freaking myself out. I was thinking, okay, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And then at this point, I'm going, oh, crud. I got to make dinner, because the plan was husband was going to come home Sunday, and he was going to make steaks for everyone. He told me to pull out the steaks. And I'm like, he's not coming home today. I can't pull out the steaks. So I was like, he just got paid. Luckily, thankfully, he just got paid while he was gone. I'm going to order pizza. It's at this point, I'm just going to order pizza. I'm done. I can't deal. So I was that was my plan. I was going to ask him once he called me later on if it was okay. I was pretty sure it was, but I wanted to make absolutely sure. Otherwise, I was just going to use my credit card. Because I couldn't. But yeah, that day was a little bit more interesting. Trying to keep the kids entertained. They were definitely bored, and at that point, they just wanted to go outside. Um, I I uh, I was like okay, because I couldn't take them to the park. They wanted to. Well, there's a playground here, but I didn't really want to walk that far away because at that point, my oldest, she wanted to go hang out with her friend, and at the time, I didn't want her to hang out with her friends with my husband gone because I have no way of getting her. She is very accident prone like me, and she gets in trouble sometimes. So we've just bought her a smartwatch. And it came in Friday after my husband left. I had it all set up for her during Friday night. I didn't mention that, sorry. I had it set up during Friday night to see how well it worked and everything. And it's meant for her to text us, call us, and let us know if there's trouble. Because the reason why we got it was because she was chased by a dog a few weeks prior from a teenager that was walking the dog. The teenager sicked the dog on her. And we wanted to make sure she had a way of contacting us, calling for help, something. So I did. She did have the phone, but I just was. I was still concerned because I told her, "There's no way. If you hurt yourself, I have no way of getting you." Her friend is on the opposite side of the neighborhood, and this is a pretty huge neighborhood. It is big. So I was just a little concerned. I'm like, don't hurt yourself, because she was bored. She was at that point. When she gets a little too bored, she starts picking at her brother and sister. She's the oldest, and we have words about it. It's just like, you can't do this. But at a certain point, I was just like, okay, I need you out of my hair. I need some quiet. I need you guys to stop fighting. So I sent her out to go play with her friend. I taught her how to call me. I taught her how to message and everything. The only problem about this smartwatch that I got her, it's from Gab Wireless. So it's like, it's meant for kids. I'm going to take a sip of coffee again. It's meant for kids. The awesome thing is it has no apps on it. I have like a safe zone thing on it. So that means like I can activate if she leaves a certain area she's not supposed to, and it starts alerting me. Let's see, this one. Let's see. She can call. She only has like an approved list of up to 10 contacts. And she can text. The only problem is with the text message, it's pre-selected text, or she does an audio message. I really wish that they would let you kind of give a text message out. I understand, but at the same time, it was a little sucky. So, and I have to fix some of the preset messages there. So I said, okay, you go out, you go play. I then take the twins out. I let them go play on the driveway. I have them go all around the driveway. I'm watching them, and I'm just like, okay, I'm looking things up. I'm just trying to tell myself it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm talking to my friend. Everything's okay. And then my husband's like, texts me and goes, I have some news for you. I'm like, okay. He goes, I'll tell you in a little bit. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just like, at this point, I'm on pins and needles. I'm like, okay, what's the news? What's going on? What, you know? I get the kids settled in. I take them inside. I start fixing everything for them. I get them snacks. I get them stuff settled in. And I text him and I go, all right, I'm available whenever you are. And he doesn't respond. And I'm like, oh, great, fine, fun, you know. I think it takes like a little bit, and then I get a message from the oldest. And she's all like, I hurt myself. Great. That's what I was worried about. I'm okay. I can get myself home. It's just going to be a bit. I'm like, so what happened was, and what was the worst part was she had to go all the way back to her friends to get the scooter and then come back home. Because she decided she wanted to, her friend and her decided they wanted to go visit another friend, which is on a street over, and spend some time with them and play basketball. And I'm like, okay, all right. And I'm just like waiting and waiting. At this point, I'm like, I'm looking at the GPS to see if she's moving. I'm looking at everything. Then my husband calls, and I'm telling him what happened, and he's like, oh gosh, is everything going to be okay? I'm like, I hope so. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm keeping an eye on everything. And then he's like, okay, well, that's good. And then I see her little dot moving from time to time whenever it updates. I'm like, well, it looks like she is coming home. It's just taking a while. And she does, as we're talking, it takes like 5 minutes for the thing to update. So by that point where I saw her dot, she was already already almost home. So she comes in about like a little bit after I say that, honestly. Sorry about that. And I'm like, okay, hold on, hun. I'm going to get her settled, and we'll have a talk. And that's what happened. I closed the door, told the kids, let me have 5 minutes or so. Let me just talk to Daddy. Don't bother me, please. And then he tells me, he sends me a picture of the car. Our car. Did I grab... I grabbed the wrong color, I think. I grabbed the wrong color. Let me look. No? Wait. It was this one, wasn't it? Hold on, guys. I got so involved telling you guys the story, I think I grabbed the wrong color. I did. I grabbed the wrong one. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do some surgery here, guys. Okay, so I get settled in. I started talking to him. I'm like, okay, the car's back? He goes, oh yeah. He was not happy. So for lunch, he's hungry. The plan was always to go to the bakery. He didn't really have anything. He had a disappointing dinner. The food was cold after walking back and forth. And he had to heat it up. But the food had no flavor. He told me that he was glad that we didn't go there when we were at the beach. So he only had like a muffin the day before for breakfast, and then nothing for lunch, and he figured he'll eat something. And then of course the whole fiasco happened during dinner there. So by the time lunchtime came around, he was hungry. So he looked around the area to see about what kind of places, what he can do, because he didn't want to go and spend a crazy amount of money in case we had to drop a bunch of moolah. So he decided he's going to go to Walmart, walk all the way to Walmart and get, some pizza. And he comes back. That one actually was the right color. Come back here. So he walks all the way to Walmart, gets some frozen pizza, comes all the way back, and his car is right there at the goodness gracious, I am all over the place. So his car's right there at the parking lot with the parking tag right on it, the little pass that they gave him. It was right there on the window. And he's like, what the heck? He goes inside. He raises a stink about it, like, what's going on? Because no one no one called him, no one messaged him that his car came back. He doesn't know when it came back, And he decides he's going to eat some pizza and calm himself down before he talks to anyone. The hotel manager actually talks to him, apologizes. They have security there, and they were like, we basically, yeah, we messed up. We're sorry. And when the towing company came in, oops, excuse me, my stomach. I really should eat something after this. So after that, the towing company, it got escalated apparently that morning to where the hotel manager called the towing company, got it taken back, brought it back, and everything. And he was there when the tow guy came and saw that there was a parking pass there. They paid for the towing, which yeah, I would be raising a stink if my husband had to pay for towing. They paid for the towing. They let's see, they also paid for his extra day at the Airbnb, because my husband said I had to pay for another night, and he showed proof in the receipt. They actually paid him back. They gave him cash on that apparently. So and then they offered to let him stay an additional additional like 1 or 2 nights at their hotel, and my husband's like, no thank you, I just want to go home after tomorrow. And that's that was just not a fun thing at all. So I can't remember where else I put these drills at. I'm trying to see where else it would be. But okay, I think I got most of them. It wasn't that much. Yeah, I think I want to put these off to the side over here. All right. Goodness gracious, right, guys? I was too enthralled with my own story that I messed up. So yeah, that was an adventure. So I asked him, I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna do for Monday? Like, so you're coming home Monday, right? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, are you going to plan on doing anything that you wanted to do before you're coming home? He goes, honestly, I just want to come home. I'm like, okay. He goes, first thing in the morning. I'm like, okay. I'm like, thank you, yay, you know. He swears up and down he's leaving in the morning, but no, it doesn't happen like that. The next morning, I get up super early, and only because the kids wake me up super early. And they were having an argument, and they all had to wake me up and complain about the other one, and I'm just like, you guys just let me have some sleep. And so at a certain point, I got frustrated, and I just decided to go and text and call my husband and see how he's doing. Apparently, he was still asleep. He wasn't gone first thing in the morning like he said he was. He apparently had a horrible night as well, because the bed there wasn't as comfortable as the first bed that we had at that other Airbnb. So he slept horrible and didn't have a good time sleeping. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And he goes, I'm going to get ready. It'll be fine. I'm like, okay. He lied like a dog. Lied. He went back to bed. I'm like, I want you to come home now. I'm done. I am stressed. But it's all good. So he calls me like later on, tells me I'm leaving. I'm like, you're leaving now? Like, it's 11 o'clock. That means you're not gonna be home until 4. He goes, yeah, that's exactly right. I'm like, okay. But he bought bakery. He bought out the bakery. It feels like he didn't, but it felt like it. He went to the bakery and bought like 2 boxes of donuts, like all sorts of pastries and goods, and oh my gosh, yums. I guess as an apology. And then he bought 3 bags of coffee. So we got dark, light, and medium roast. to try out because we just ran out of coffee from that place, and it took some time. The kids got home. I got the kids home by the time he got back because the oldest wanted to go visit her friend again, and I'm like, okay, go ahead. And the twins, they wanted to write "Welcome Back, Daddy" on the driveway, so I let them do that. They were so excited to see him. I did have to tell them the bad news that we won't be doing the surprise on Monday, like we said, because he wasn't coming home until that afternoon. So um, we were going to do steaks that Monday, but I was telling him how. So what happened was I ordered pizza on Sunday night, like I said I was going to, and I was telling him how our son was so unhappy about the fact that we got pizza. He wanted Subway. So my husband's like, okay, you know what? We won't do steaks tonight. We'll just let's do Subway. And that's what we did. We ordered Subway. We got that all squared away, and then unfortunately, my husband had to work when he got home. The moment he got home, he gave everyone hugs, kisses, relaxed a little bit, and then had to immediately put his laptop, connect his laptop again to his computer, and went right back to work. And oh my goodness, yeah, this is going to take a long. I think I am going to go over, and I don't know how much juice I have. Okay. Maybe let's condense this a little bit, okay? There's a lot more I wanted to talk about during this week, but I might just condense it a little bit. Since I went on and on about the whole trip, because oh my god, that was that took forever. So the next day was a Tuesday, and I was like, okay, I didn't get to do my whip and chat on Monday. I'll do it Tuesday. I was like, but first let me post a video of my unboxings that I was able to record, which is what you guys got to see last Tuesday. I posted that in case I wasn't able to get a whip and chat up that day, and as in, you know, an apology kind of thing. I get a phone call from the nurse after I posted that video. I'm getting set up to start my whip and chat. I was like, okay, I won't be able to get it out Tuesday. Maybe I can get it out Wednesday. I'm setting things up. I'm getting things ready. I get a text, not a text. I get a phone call from her, and of course, you know, when she goes, "Hey, Miss," you know, my last name. I'm like, "Hi, nurse," her last name. She goes, "How you doing?" She always asks that, and I'm like, why do you ask me how I'm doing? Well, you know the answer is, I was doing okay until you called. It's not her fault. My oldest had a headache, which I remembered her telling me that morning that her head was hurting, but I completely forgot because I was trying to get everyone ready, and she didn't mention my head still hurts. I assumed that her headache went away. Mother of the year here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted, so I was like, okay, well, I'm like, all right, and she goes, she wants to try and stay in for the rest of the day, but I wanted to let you know. I'm like, okay, thank you for letting me know, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to keep my phone on, in case she calls me again, and, it wasn't even 30 minutes later, guys. I get a phone call from her again. Hey. I'm like, hi. At this point, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm just looking at my diamond painting going, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it. Because I was planning on recording it and then putting it, getting it set up later on. I was going to just record and then go pick up the kids. Because the kids, you know, kids get off at 2-ish. So I was told, okay, I had to go pick her up because she got sick. And she's like, I don't know if it's because of her headache, I'm pretty sure it's because of her headache, but we also have a nasty stomach bug going around. And I'm like, okay, great. And she goes, do you want me to get your twins ready to go as well? I'm like, yeah, it's close enough to the day that I should just pick them up instead. And that's what we did. Um, picked them all up. Um, the funny thing was, my oldest is her friend called her later on that day asking if she can come over. I'm like, you're sick. No, you're not coming over. So unfortunately, because my oldest got sick because she threw up. Sorry, she wasn't allowed to go to back to school until Thursday, which meant I had to basically babysit her that whole day, and I didn't get a whip and chat. And at that point, I was just like, I'm not bothering. I'm not bothering. I'm going to just rest for the rest of the week. I gotta clean up. I gotta get things done. I'll just make the whip and chat next week instead. Which, here we are. um, so, yeah. She was perfectly fine, by the way. She needs new glasses. We need to get her to go see another eye doctor and get a new prescription. Because she's saying that the board's starting to get blurry. So, we're going to have to do that. And I think that's why. Because she's starting to get frequent headaches again. And it's just, trying to schedule everything in is a pain. It's just trying to find someone who would see her right away and then, get the glasses order in. But the twins, oh man, they were so mad because, usually when we pick them up around that time, it's their recess, and they were wanting to play, and I, of course, took them away from their playtime, so they were pent up and, restless and mad, and I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. Your sister got sick. Sorry, The rest of the week went by uneventfully. Let me see. How much? Yeah, I think I think I can swing it. I'm going to cut some stuff out that I wanted to say. Oh, before I go on, so, you guys know I've been playing WoW. I play World of Warcraft for some people who don't know. So the new patch came out, and oh my god, I've been whining about having to play again. Okay, I like playing. I like playing WoW, but it's just been, I don't know. I haven't gotten into it. But I like playing with my friends. It's just, I want a diamond pig, guys. I feel the pressure of trying to get everything done because I have 2 uncompleted projects and then I'm working on a new one tomorrow. My plan is I'm almost done with the other one. I want to get through all of this. I want to get through at least one of them before I officially start. I'm going to take my start photo tomorrow and then maybe work in one square and then put that over to the side and then finish up the one of them. But WoW started and Raid starts on, well, in a week. So now, in officially 1 week. I'm not prepared. What I had to do was I had to switch covenants. So, and then build up renown for that covenant, which it was really easy. It was just like a lot of work for me to do. And now it's like I'm playing a game of get all the things done so that way I can go back to doing what I want, because I haven't I wouldn't say obsessive personality, but I have a thing where I need to get things done in a certain way or else I don't feel like my day's complete. And I was feeling very out of sorts with a lot of the stuff going on, because I was like, with my kid being sick and then with me not being able to do this or do any work on general, and then just focusing on WoW because we've been also doing Mythic Plus with my Mythic Plus team. We started that back up again, which is what caused me to change renown, change covenants, because I'm playing I'm a rogue, hence stealthy. I'm a rogue, so I play outlaw, which is playing with swords, maces, instead of assassination, which is all daggers. I prefer assassination, but for dungeons, outlaw's better. For raids, assassination's better. And right now, I need to be a Curian. Sorry if this glazes your eyes over, but right now I'm supposed to be a Curian for my outlaw spec, and a Night Fae for my assassination spec. And thank goodness these changed it so you can just switch to Covenants, because oh my god, I would be so upset if I was stuck with one spec at this point. But it was just a pain trying to play catch up with all that. I really should have done that like months ago, to be honest, but I've been having so much fun doing this and not playing my game. Don't worry, I'll get back into it. I do like WoW. There's just times when I get into funk, especially with everything that's happened in the last few months with them. But yeah, so I'm on top of that. That's why I've been feeling very hectic. But let's see. Okay, yeah. I think I can fit some more in. So this whole time it's been we told the kids we'll be okay. Well, let's get things done. And we'll have a surprise for you. We told them we'll have a surprise for them this weekend instead. I'm going to cut out a bunch of things that's happened middle of the week with all the kids. Because they were all well behaved for the most part, just antsy. So we had the plan of Saturday we took them to the library and we were supposed to go do the surprise, but my husband decided let's do that Sunday because he was also wanting to take them out to eat donuts and then also pick up groceries on Saturday. He only accomplished 2 of the 3 things. The donut store that's in our town was closed, so he couldn't take them to the donut place, which of course they were upset about. And I didn't need that many drills. I missed a spot over here. But yesterday, oh man, okay. So I'm gonna actually cut it really short compared to everything. So yesterday, we surprised them with going to the museum around here. The planetarium in the museum, to be exact. And oh my god, they loved it so much. So we're going to go back again maybe sometime next month after my husband gets paid again and this time we might do the actual planetarium. So we didn't really get to do, my husband picked the wrong one by accident. So it was all about Earth's energy and stuff instead. So next time when we go there, we're going to actually do the planetarium bit. So my son will be a bit more excited. He wasn't as excited as the other 2, to be honest. But this week's going to be a bit busy. I have more stuff to do in WoW to try and play catch up some more. My oldest daughter, she has a thing today. She with the school board. She's going to be on the school board TV thing. Woo! And then tomorrow, my kids all have dental cleanings. At least that's after school. Everything's after school, at least. So I might, on my next weapon chat, I might bring in a couple of things that had happened last week into that week as well, since I couldn't get everything fit in. But my husband's about to start work and he's going to be in meetings and stuff, so I don't want to be talking over him. So I'm going to have to cut this short, actually. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!